My parents are alive, but I'm dead to them. I, 27M, live by myself in a two-bedroom that I own, bachelor's degree, and am currently in the final phase of a year-long certification school to be a medical professional, little over 2 weeks until I graduate. I work full-time and have a decent social life. Everything I own has been bought with my own hard-earned money. Parents never gave me any sort of college savings or first homeownership investment, etc. As a child, both my parents were involved, but I often felt their treatment of me was like me being an outlet or reminder of their failed relationship. My father used me as a therapist and would often take punishments way too far. If I said I was afraid of the dark, this would lead to me being forced to sit at the dinner table with the lights off during thunderstorms at night time with my hands folded. I'd cry, and he'd laugh at me. That amongst other things. Sometimes there was more hands-on punishments like choking me to prove a point, or simply filling my head with all of his hate like venom. Then there was my mom, who was a lovely mix of both physical punishments as well as verbal ones. This side of my family believed heavily in beatings. This ranged from belts, metal spoons, switch, those almost rubber-like twigs, open hands, closed fists, brushes, shoes, rulers, you name it, on top of calling me names and casually speaking down on me. I couldn't even begin to list some of the incidents, of the many, that I casually just bypassed into the next day as if it never occurred. Father cut me off when I was 15. So years later at 19, I tried to reach out to that side of the family and make a relationship work. This ended up happening twice, second time at 24, but both failed because it was the same story of using me as a therapist. I feel like he tried a bit, but is just too far gone mentally with all of his trauma. So that relationship never went anywhere after 24. Most recently, my mother cut me off after telling me that I disgusted her and could not begin to pay her back for all the money she spent on me since I was a child. Then proceeded to say she's kicking me off of the car insurance and to get my own. This was over her notifying me that I've been overpaying on car insurance. It's under my grandma's name. I've been paying $280 when it is at least $100 less than that for over 4 months. I say okay and ask her if she knows when it changed so I can calculate how much I need to pay for next month. I don't make much money at all, currently about $4K a month, and essentially all of it except for $600 goes towards my bills. I am in the process of getting my own car insurance currently. It's been about a month now since I've spoken to my mother. She doesn't return my calls nor reaches out. Will hardly respond if I text her. Normally, my family would bombard me with calls saying to call her and apologize even if I did nothing wrong. It's her way or the highway. She has a short/very bad temper and will say nasty things along reminding me of everything she's done for me. At this point, I'm just hurt and tired of always being the adult towards my parents and their conditional love. I hate this most recent event and don't want to yet again wave a flag, but I also don't want to lose the last bit of my family. I have 3 half-siblings on my mom's side under 18 who I love with my whole soul. They don't really reach out much as they're all into their friends, which I get. I reach out when I have time just to check in on them. I've done therapy for some years, tried communicating on all levels, even writing letters to my parents, dinners, all sorts of kindness, but nothing works. Now to the next story, story 2. Being asked to choose between my newborn and a friend. Title meant to be, and helping a friend. Might catch some heat from this. This is about me, 29F, husband, 34M, and roommate, RM, 34M. Honestly, my mama bear mode is kicking in and I'm tired of having our kindness taken advantage of. History. When husband and I first met, he had a roommate. We all got along well, and I often stayed at their place since I had 3 roommates at the time and now husband has 2 dogs. In exchange, I cleaned the common spaces and cooked dinners. We all got along really well, to the point that I moved in after roughly 3 years of dating now husband. Anniversary of year 4 of dating. Now husband proposed and we signed for our first home. We invited RM to move in with us, with the understanding that we would ask well below market rent so that he could save up and get a house of his own with a hopeful timeline of 2 years. At this time, he had held a steady, well-paying job with plans to move out of state in roughly 2 years. Well, it's been 4 years since then. RM has made life extremely stressful. Continual bad financial choices, 400% interest personal loan to take a girl on vacation for example, lost multiple jobs due to bad attitude or work ethic, spends most of his time playing video games and smoking weed all day, unpaid bills leading to having his car repossessed, and us caring too much about the above-mentioned situations has left him owing us around $6,000. In February, we found out that we are expecting. Baby wasn't planned, but not unexpected. We let RM know right away so that he would have plenty of time to find a place to live and set a move-out date of before August at the latest. He said his goal was to move out by June. In May, he lost another job. This one because his license was flagged for not paying his car insurance, which you can't do when working delivery routes. I, personally, created a resume for him, wrote up a rent recommendation, went apartment hunting, and tried to help him furnish a new place for cheap. Over the last 3 months, he has gone to one job fair and took a job that he knew did not start until August. We have not seen a dime in rent in over 3 months and have not asked for it, feeling bad about him not having a job and having to move out. We offer to help him sign up to work Uber Eats or some form of personal delivery service after helping him get his license fixed, but he does not want to. He also refuses all therapy and continues to eat expensive, fast food, smoke weed, and play video games all day. He's currently living a much more comfortable life than we are. No rent, home all day, eating out for every meal, and enjoying his recreational activities. We have had several conversations with him both individually and together, making sure we are all on the same page and that he has a plan for moving out, and he has assured us each time that although he's struggling, he's going to be out by August at the latest. Husband asked him today when his buddy was going to help him move, and he told us the first or second weekend in August. When asked about the last few months of rent, he said he would do his best to get it to us when he could. This is the part one we'll likely catch heat for. I went to him about an hour later and let him know that based on our previous conversations and him expressing his understanding that we need to have access to that room, I have furniture being delivered this weekend that needs to go in there. He would need to call his buddy and organize a way to move at least some of his things to their new place by this Sunday so that I can put the furniture in that room. We genuinely have no room in the rest of our home, and he knew that we needed in there by August at the latest. And now we are out of time. He put up a half-hearted pity party about thinking move-out day was August 1st, but regardless, that is still not the first or second weekend into August. I told him he's welcome to stay here until July 31st, next Wednesday, but that we had communicated that we need in that room by August at the latest, and I only have that week to paint and clean so we could not wait another weekend or two. He is now asking that we help him out by letting him stay longer, but at the cost of being able to prepare for our child while still not being paid back how we have already helped him. Selfishly, I feel like we owe him nothing else, and we would now be enabling him while being taken advantage of. He has no lease with us, and has known for 6 months that he would need to be out by August. I know that I'm getting access into the room 3 days early, but he straight up told my husband that he would not be moving out until the first or second weekend into August. I'm not asking him to be completely out until July 31st, just storing furniture in the room 3 days prior. I know I'm being a bit, unintentionally, petty by moving furniture in 3 days early, but I'm sick of this shit. He has broken every agreement he has made with us, to pay severely discounted rent on time over the last 2 years. He throws a fit if we ask about it, to pay back loans, and to be moved out by a certain date are just a few examples, and is now upset that I'm needing to store stuff in the room 3 days early? When we let him stay with us 6 out of 9 months of my pregnancy? FCK write-off. Also to note, when we moved to our current house, this man did not begin packing until 8 p.m. the night before we had to move out of our last place, leaving it filthy and with half of his belongings and 6 to 7 full trash bags for the next people to deal with. He chose to play video games and smoke weed until the last second, blaming it on being stressed from work. We are a week from August 1st, and he has not begun to pack. His room is trashed, and he has spent the last 3 months playing video games, smoking, and eating fast food. There's no excuse this time that his job is stressing him out. It's looking more like a pattern of bad behavior. I'm frustrated that we are living with this stress, Upset at myself and my husband for allowing this to happen. Upset that our friend is taking advantage of us, and feel guilty about having to put my foot down all at the same time. I don't think he is so far gone as a friend or human that he would force us to evict him legally, but this has all been so stressful. We do care about our once friend, but are tired of him playing victim over the last year and a half, blaming everyone but himself for his lack of effort and refusing to take any responsibility towards his future. Not to mention the financial stress of knowing that we will never see the loaned $7K again, including last 3 months of rent, when we are about to have a baby. The truth of the matter is, he is a grown man who is able but unwilling to take care of himself, and we have a baby on the way that is depending on us to take care of them. We cannot take care of this grown man any longer. Plus, I'm too pregnant to deal with this any longer. I don't want to keep helping somebody who is doing nothing to help themselves. All in all, we've learned a large handful of harsh truths about helping friends. Just needing a place to vent and ready to have my home to myself to finally be able to walk around in a maternity bra and pajama shorts stress-free in this July heat. Never again.